Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday and Monday, NFL Week 7, we are getting to today, a little bit later than we wanted to, but we are going through all the plays. Still give you a day basically to get those ahead of time. All of our shows brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. If you want great bet ideas, if you want to know where the money's coming in on the books, if you want trends that are going in all kinds of sports, I highly recommend Outlier. 7-day free trial you can find in our comment section here on the show and also our YouTube channel page. So make sure you check that out. All right, we've got a lot of NFL games to get to, so let's get rolling. Also, our Discord, you will find the link in our comment section YouTube channel page as well if you're interested in that. Anyway, all right, we've got an overseas game, 9:30 Eastern time. Rams and the Jaguars. Jags 3-point home dog here. I guess this game's at home for them. No Puka Nacua is what we've heard so far in this game. Kyron Williams can't hold on to the ball. Blake Corum can't hold on to the ball. Matthew Stafford has played well. Devontae Adams, we expect to have some run in this game, obviously with no Puka. I think we'll see a lot of run game here. I don't know if we're going to see a big-time scoring game. Rams defense hopefully travels well. They did it a little bit different coming from Baltimore and not flying in until, Saturday? So we'll see if that plays out. I will say this so far for the Rams. They should be 6-0. I'm going to say that, it came out extremely flat against San Francisco. That was a horrible loss. That's on Sean McVay not getting the team ready. The second one was letting Philly back into the game and allowing that block kick to come in. And then last week, I thought even though they won the game 17-3, was anybody else extremely disappointed besides me? Because I thought that was garbage, what they put out there last week. This is a Baltimore defense that's given up 40 points regularly to everybody. And you'll put up a whopping 17 points? I don't quite understand what's going on with the offense besides they can't hold on to the ball. The defense isn't as lights out as we thought it was going to be. As it allowed San Francisco to basically do whatever it wanted to with Mac Jones and the backup wide receivers and tight end. Like I said, I'm a little confused on this team. Sean McVay always has a way to let games they have complete control of all of a sudden come back and get a little bit too close. They get really, in my opinion, get a little conservative, or play calls get a little kooky when they've got a bigger lead. So I hope in this particular case they don't, for all the people that are on the Rams, because I promise you this, there's a lot of those, including us. And we took the 3 out of play. We'll eat the juice and we'll just play money line here, because every time it's a number, I swear he loves to make it a little bit too close. Rams money line, first quarter, first half in game. Kyron Williams under 2.5 receptions. Kyron Williams 15+ yards rushing first quarter. Trevor to throw a pick. In order for the Rams to win, we're definitely going to need that one. Quentin Lake under 6.5 tackles plus assists. Olaquin over 8.5 tackles plus assists. Stafford under 21.5 pass completions. Devontae Adams seems to be a down-the-field threat, 25+ yards, longest reception. Stafford under 34.5 pass attempts. ETN under 78.5 rushing and receiving yards, mainly because we don't think he's going to run for a lot in that one. Byron Young over a half a sack or half sack plus. Parker Washington, 13+ yards, longest reception. Kyron Williams, 17+ rush attempts. And Kyron Williams, 65+ rush yards. Blake Corum's had so much problem holding on to the ball. I don't know if he's going to see but 5 to 10 snaps. Kyron Williams should see a majority of this. I assume with no Puka, they're going to try to run the ball even more and try to be successful that route. We'll see if that does pull off. Kyron does normally pretty well in the first half, then disappears in the second and third quarter when it seems to be a throw fest. Then all of a sudden he's back in the game running the ball in the fourth. They're getting pretty predictable is all I'm going to say there. I guess I need to get off my soapbox off this Rams game, but they're a much better team than what the record indicates. Like I said, I think they should be 6-0. They let Philly get back in the game. And the game against San Francisco at home was absolute just obliteration on what they allowed to happen in the first half. They didn't win. You can't win the game in the first half, but you sure can lose it, and that's what they did there. Next game up, let's get to a 1 o'clock Eastern window. Patriots-Titans. Patriots on the road. They're a touchdown favorite. Titans already got their head coach fired. I guess that lasted real long, right? I guess I don't understand teams that are going to be bad. All of a sudden, like firing the coach is going to be a good thing. I mean, you kept him around. You drafted Cam Ward number 1. I still think Cam's going to be okay long term. It just wasn't going to be aces right off the start. Your offensive line, not that great. Receivers, not that great. Running back, I don't like Pollard and TJ Spears that kind of help him with that one. Defense has not been good. I mean, you paid all that money to L'Jarius Sneed, who doesn't want to tackle. Your defensive stud, Jeffrey Simmons, I love him. But what did they expect to the coach to do? To be like 3-3 at this point? I don't see how they could have, to be really honest here. Anyway, this game here, we like the Patriots quite a bit, not going to lie. We liked the Patriots last week when they upset Buffalo. I think they're on a little bit of a steamer here. This line did move from 6.5 to 7. Like the 6.5 a lot more than the 7. Patriots -0.5 first quarter, -3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Stevenson under 13.5 rush attempts. He hasn't hit that number in 5 games. Booty over 17.5 yards, longest reception. Henderson under 9.5 rush attempts. That's one thing about this Patriots team. It seems like they distribute the ball more in the run game, maybe, and then in the pass game. Drake May, no interception. Trayvon Henderson under 52.5 rushing and receiving yards combined. He ain't hit it. Cam Ward, 1+ pick. Bolton under. I'm sorry, wrong game. Cam Ward, 1+ pick. My apologies about that one. Almost got excited and got into the other game there. All right, next game up. Chiefs, Raiders. Well, the Chiefs finally play an early window. They're favored by 11.5 here. That's quite a bit for a division game, even though the Raiders have absolutely, just let's be honest, they've sucked. Here, the Chiefs, Rashee Rice is back week 7. Is this where the Chiefs take off and don't lose for some time? I don't know. They got some tough games. They got 2 games against the Raiders. They got 2 against the Broncos, 1 more against the Chargers. There is some parts of that schedule, I think, that are gettable, but they do have to go through the remainder. Their division ain't easy, right? Pete Carroll coming to town. Genty's had a couple of good games, and the rest of them have been god-awful. Geno Smith to throw a pick always seems to be good here. This is our Circa Survivor pick of the week. We are going to blow the Chiefs in this week here. We're not playing them on the line, but the Circa Survivor is just a money line. We haven't used them yet. We figure try to get through week 7 here. Almost used them on the Patriots, but went with a little bit safer overall pick. So Chiefs, we do like to win the game, even though we don't have nothing but player props in this particular game. Let's get started. Bolton under 7.5 tackles plus assists. Genty under 3.5 receptions. Let's see. Connor over 5.5 tackles plus assists. Kelsey 40 plus receiving yards. One of our two favorite props are actually in this game. Geno for 205 plus passing yards. Mahomes no pick. Hunt over 2.5 yards longest reception. That one's a little weird because his receiving yards are 1.5 and his long receptions is 2.5. Geno Smith to throw a pick, obviously going to be one of our favorite props every week because it just continues to cash. Hunt 2+ receiving yards. Kelsey 4+ receptions. So like I said, in that Chiefs Raiders game, just 11.5 is too much. The total I think is relatively close. Their Chiefs are working Rashee Rice back into the offense, which is a good thing, I think, for them overall, but it could cause a little thing, maybe a couple bumps, maybe early on in this game. But I think the Chiefs take control of this thing, should win by 10. I just don't know if they can cover 11.5, and I don't trust the Raiders enough to bowl them even with 11.5 points. Next game up, 1 o'clock Eastern time frame window as well. Eagles, Vikings, this should be a matchup. Eagles, with this line started off 2.5. It's been at 1.5 the rest of the week. Totals at 43.5. Eagles have lost 2 straight. Vikings are normally excellent at home. Here's the key for this one, and this is what I think this game all boils down to. When the Minnesota Vikings defense turns teams over, this team crushes folks. When they don't turn you over, they look pedestrian. Or when the defense can't seem to get pressure on the quarterback, I think they get pressure on Jalen Hurts here. I don't know if they get a bunch, but they get enough. Now, on the other side of it, the Philly defense has definitely taken some injuries. I think the Vikings should be able to move the ball. Expect Justin Jefferson to have a more than productive day. Do like the total in this one. Necessarily don't like a side too much, but we love the total. Let's give you all the bets in this game. So we're going Vikings, Eagles over 7.5 the first quarter, 21.5 first half, 43.5 of the game. Saquon to get into the end zone anytime touchdown. He's finally not minus 400. Hurts under 19.5 completions. JJ, that's Justin Jefferson, 27-plus yards, longest reception, 80-plus receiving yards. Goddard, anytime touchdown. Addison, 4-plus catches, 42-plus receiving yards. So pretty much over, and more over. Hurts has been going to Goddard a lot. Let's see if A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith get involved in this one. Jordan Addison obviously was big last week for him. Justin Jefferson's always big for the Vikings. I honestly think I see this game being paying close to 50, and when we're getting the total at 43, I like that one quite a bit. Next game up, still 1 o'clock window. Saints, Bears. Excuse me. This line coming down. This line's been 4.5 most of the week. We're down to 3.5 at a lot of books. But the total is moving, 45.5 as well in this thing. Excuse me. It's actually moving the opposite direction we thought it would. Saints, Bears, do we really expect a defensive battle with two of the worst defenses out there? I know the offenses can struggle, but this Saints defense is nothing to be proud of, especially on the road. And the Bears defense, the only thing they do is turn teams over. Otherwise, they give up boatloads of yards. So we expect some turnovers both ways. We expect a lot of scoring. Can't believe the line went down. Even better for you because we're on the total in this one as well. Saints, Bears over 7.5 the first quarter, 23.5 first half, 46.5 for the game. Like I said, you can get it at 45.5 now. Caleb, no pick. Rattler for a pick. Rattler, 207-plus rush yards because they can't run the ball. Caleb Williams, 27-plus rush yards in that one. Next game up. Panthers, Jets. Almost burnt the Panthers for the Circus Survivor pick as well. Just because they're playing the Jets. And how many times are you realistically going to be able to use the Panthers? Not a lot, right? So, Panthers actually favored on the road in New York. Now, the Jets did get close last time, only lost 13-11 against Denver. The defense finally showed up a week. Congratulations. The problem is your offense. Panthers defense is okay. It's not definitely top 10, middle late pack, you know what I mean? Maybe top 20-ish. They do some things well. They don't do everything well, but they do some things well defensively. Now, running the ball, they have been spectacular with Rico Dowdle the last couple weeks. I don't know if they're going to be – if they're successful running the ball like they have been the couple weeks, this thing ends up being a blowout. If they are not successful, I think this is where this game gets tight. And I think the books are kind of seeing the same thing there, thinking that this game's going to be a little bit tighter. I'm not going to play the Panthers laying any points, but we are going to go to the money line there. I just think they win this game. Panthers money line first quarter, first half, and game. Breece Hall, under 3.5 receptions. Bryce Young, 30-plus pass attempts. Rico Dowdle, 63-plus rush yards. This is a guy that's ran for $1.50 in 202 consecutive weeks. Breece Hall, under 12.5 yards, longest reception. I still can't believe they have him at 12.5. Bryce Young, 3-plus rush attempts, one of our favorite props in this game. Justin Fields, under 35.5 pass yards first quarter. Main reason is Justin normally comes out. They try to run the ball a lot early, and he's normally not real accurate early either. So when they do throw the ball, they do a lot of 3 outs, it seems like, early in that first quarter. So a good chance there goes under 35.5. That is a low number for a quarterback in the first quarter. Not going to lie, but it is Justin Fields at this point. Next game up, 1 o'clock window as well. Dolphins, Browns. Okay, so I know the Browns play better at home, and I know the Dolphins have stunk up the joint pretty much all season. But we really think Dylan Gabriel should be a 2.5-point favorite here? Seriously? Do we really think that? I mean, you can make the defense a 2.5-point favorite, but the offense still has to score some points. I expect Judkins to probably have a big day, right? Miami probably won't be able to slow that down very much. But we really expect Jerry Jeudy, no David Njoku. He's already been ruled out. What else we got? Fannin. We expect those guys to absolutely blow the doors off in the passing game. I'm shocked by this line. I honestly thought maybe a pick 'em, maybe Dolphins are favored, but I'll take the plus money. I ain't going to bitch. Dolphins money line, first quarter, first half, and game. Achane anytime touchdown, though, it's plus money, and he scored 5 out of his last 6 games. Tua over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We think one of those goes to Achane there, and you're almost getting 2-1 at that. Achane under 13.5 yards, longest reception. This is the only guy I've ever seen that gets 10 catches for 30 yards. All the time, because he has losing ones, and he never seems to bust one for more than 10. Waddle over 21.5 yards, longest reception. You sit that in 4 out of his last 5. Tua, 31-plus pass attempts. Tua, 191 passing yards. We know that the Browns are going to stop the run, but you don't think Tua's going to throw for 200 in that case? Okay. All right. I'll take another gift. They're obviously seeing something I ain't, because I understand the Dolphins are no good. They haven't played well. They still have players. If they can figure out how to get it together, at least for 1 week, I'm going to get plus points, pass yards below 200. It's great. And Achane for an anytime touchdown has scored 5 out of his last 6 at plus money. Okay, I'm in. Next game up, 1 o'clock Eastern time as well. Actually, I apologize. We're going to the 4 o'clock Eastern games. I thought we still had one more. Broncos, Giants. Now, this would have been my Circus Survivor pick of the week if we already had to birth the Broncos in week 1. Broncos favored by a touchdown here. Should probably be more. 40.5. I understand, Giants fans, you should be excited. I think you have a couple pieces, especially Scattaboo. I like him better. Jackson Dart still hasn't proven he can throw the ball really well yet, especially on the road. But I do like what Scattaboo provides. He provides a lot of juice. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He proved that at Arizona State continuously and going up against high-quality competition. He did it in the playoff games, did it at ASU in the Big 12. He's a really good player. You got something there. Jackson Dart still yet to be determined for me, but he can run the ball, and stopping running quarterbacks is not the easiest thing to do in the National Football League. Broncos -0.5 first quarter, -3.5 first half, 7 for the game. Knicks 6+ rushing attempts. Ingram 27+ receiving yards. Knicks 2+ passing touchdown. Knicks 11+ yards longest rush. Knicks 33+ pass attempts. Sutton 59+ receiving yards. Sutton 22+ yards longest reception. Theo Johnson under 3.5 catches and under 28.5 receiving yards. He ain't done that yet. Ingram 4+ catches in that one there. Notice I don't have a scat. If I was going to play Scattaboo, it would probably be under this week. That Broncos defense is real, and I'm talking real tough. This is going to be a hard week for them. They could lose. They could get shut out in this game. That's how good that Broncos defense is. They put a ton of pressure on the quarterback. They have an excellent secondary. They can get after it with just 4. They don't need to add a lot of blitz packages. We know that the Giants' offensive line is not what you would call one of the better half in the league, right? Even when Andrew Thomas is healthy, which he never seems to be in this one. But I expect the Broncos, if the Broncos don't shoot themselves in the foot, they will win this thing 2 to 3 touchdowns. Now, normally Knicks is going to give you a little bit of help as well to keep this thing a little bit closer than what it should be. But expect that defense to be outstanding against the Giants. The Giants looked horrible on the road against the Saints with Jackson Dart. They've been great at 2 games at home. It's different on the road, especially in Mile High. Crowd's going to be rocking. Elevation's going to definitely play a factor there. Expect the Broncos with a pretty sizable win. Next game up, 4:05 Eastern time frame as well. Chargers, Colts. Chargers at home favored by 2.5. Colts have been the darlings so far of the season. Looks like 48.5 is the current total in this particular game. That's been pretty steady for the most of the week here. This is another game, though. If the Chargers can run the ball like they did last week and can protect Herbert, they can score some points. And I know the Colts can as well. So I expect Daniel Jones probably have a pretty solid game here. And we will do like the over 48.5. This is one of those ones we think gets into the 50s in the late window. Colts Chargers over 7.5 first quarter. 23.5 first half, 48.5 for the game. Lad McConkey, 5+ catches. I understand it looks like Quentin Johnson's going to be back here. Daniel Jones, 251 passing and rushing yards combined. We expect him to be showing off his wheels as well. Keenan Allen, 50+ receiving yards at plus money. JT or Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown, vital for the Chargers. 14+ rush attempts. One of our favorite player props of the week is in this game as well. Disley, 7+ yards, longest reception, or over 6.5. He averages his longest reception per game about 18. Keenan Allen, 5+ receptions. Haskins under 19.5 rushing yards because they just haven't given him the opportunities. And Daniel Jones, 220+ pass yards in that one there. Next game up, as we are just rolling through this schedule here, Packers at the Cardinals. So Packers on the road have been absolutely, let's just put it this way, they might be the worst Jekyll and Hyde team in football. They look so dominant at home. On the road's a totally different story. What defense normally travels? So what happens to their defense on the road? Normally the offense is the issue normally when you go on the road, but not your defense. Defense should be their calling card for this team. But they are, for the last 3 seasons, we've heard they're the youngest team in the NFL. Okay. Well, eventually you got to get older and you got to figure this shit out. The Cardinals are not that great. The one thing that happens a lot, though, in Arizona is over games. The Cardinals at home almost always hit the over. That's where we're headed at in this one because I can't trust the Packers to cover a touchdown. So Packers Cards over 7.5 first quarter, 22.5 first half, 44.5 for the game. Xavier McKinney over 4.5 tackles plus assists. Jordan Love, 234+ passing yards. Jordan Love, 248 passing and rushing combined. Love, no pick. Love, 20+ completions. Pickens. We skipped ahead to the Cowboys game on accident there. All right. That is where we're going. That's what we like there in that Packers and Cardinals. All right, let's get on to the next game, shall we? And you already know what it is because I accidentally said the guy's name. Commanders, Cowboys. Commanders traveling. They are struggle busting. Total in this game is 54.5. That's a big enough one for you, isn't it? It shows you just how great that Cowboys defense is. Hell, they gave up 30 last week to the Panthers. Why shouldn't they give up more? They gave up 40 at home to the Packers, who haven't figured out how to score on the road besides there. 4:25 Eastern time. Somehow the Cowboys are still favored. I don't like the line in this one at all. We should probably play the over. We're not going to play that. We're just going to do player props, stay away from the line in total. Pickens, 23+ yards, longest reception. Daniels, 2+ passing touchdowns. He's been hitting that number pretty solidly when he's been in the game. Daniels, 228+ passing yards. Pickens. So you're going to see 2 bets from Pickens on this. Second half touchdown anytime and also anytime touchdown. The reason for the second half, it's paying double what the anytime touchdown, and most of his touchdowns have come in when? The second half. Daniels, 21+ completions. Javonte Williams, 12+ yards, longest reception. And we already went over that Pickens anytime TD, sorry. Dak, 2+ passing TDs. It's getting juicy. Let's see here. Also, as we had to switch something here as I put the wrong stupid odds in. All right, so Dak, 25+ completions. That's the highest completion number on the board, by the way. Daniels, 31+ passing attempts. Javonte Williams, 15+ receiving yards. Zach Ertz, anytime touchdown, paying over 2-1, folks. I think that's going to be a popular target for him. Zach Ertz still available on a lot of waiver wires in fantasy football as well. And George Pickens, 58-plus receiving yards. All right, who's not having fun? We're almost through the whole slate. Then we get to the Sunday night football game. Falcons, 49ers. 49ers, what, favored 2.5 here? Let's see. It looks like George Kittle's going to be back. You know, and the 49ers have got injuries everywhere. That Fred Warner injury, I think, is going to play big this week. Reason is, best running back in football, Bijan Robinson. I know Saquon fans. I understand. I know Jonathan Taylor fans. Look what Bijan does for this team. Total 47.5 in this one. Man, I just cannot trust this 49ers team at all. At home. With all these injuries, they kept games close. Like I said, I think that Fred Warner one plays here and plays often. Falcons plus 0.5 first quarter, plus 1.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Bijan for 122-plus rushing and receiving yards. That is a monster number, and still think he goes well over it. Bijan, 80-plus rush yards. And let's see. Our favorite one in this game here is actually Bijan, 5-plus receiving yards in the first quarter. All right, let's get to Monday night because we got 2 games again because we keep doing this double Monday night thing, which is fine. Gives us 2 games on Monday to watch. Bucks, Lions to start us off at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Lions favored by 6. Bucks, everybody's hurt. It's craziness. Let's see, 52.5 total. Baker Mayfield, everybody is touting for MVP. He's played well enough to deserve that, but we're only through 6 weeks. This is week 7, folks. There's a lot of weeks in the NFL, 18 of them to be exact. We'll see what happens the remainder of the year. The Lions at home almost always go over. We got hooked on the last Lions over game. I don't think we're getting hooked on this one, even though it is a monster total here at 52.5 on Monday night. But give us the total, and we're going over. Bucks Lions over 9.5 first quarter, 26.5 first half, 52.5 for the game. Gibbs, first quarter, anytime touchdown. He tends to score early. Baker, 2+ passing TDs. Goff, 55+ passing yards first quarter. Gibbs, anytime TDs getting a little juicy, so we had to figure out how to try to make some additional dollars on it. That's why you see the first quarter TD. Goff, no interception at home. Doesn't happen often. Laporta, 47+ receiving yards. Gibbs, 3+ catches. Jamison Williams, 5+ receiving yards in the first quarter. They normally like to hit a downfield throw in the first, and it normally is going Williams' way. Baker, 20+ rush yards. Baker, 269 rushing and passing yards combined in that one there. Then we get to the finale of Monday night. Should be a good one in this one as well. Texans, Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3, 41.5 total here. All right, so let's be honest. I know the Texans have looked a little bit better, but they've been going against teams that, like the Ravens defense, they played, Tennessee? Do we really think they're going to step up in class to the Seahawks defense on the road and actually compete here? I can't believe the Seahawks only favored by a touchdown. I was kind of shocked in that line a little bit. So, you do a little research to make sure you're not getting, something stupid's not going on. No, Seahawks, everything I see leads me to believe the Seahawks. So that's the way we're headed here. Seahawks -0.5 first quarter, 1.5 first half, 3 for the game. JSN, this line is huge, 85+ receiving yards, but at home, this guy is a monster. Sam Darnold, 36+ yards, longest completion. Sam Darnold, 2+ passing TDs. JSN, 7+ receptions. JSN, 27+ yards, longest reception. Another monster number, but at home, or actually every game this season, he's hit it. C.J. Stroud under 32.5 pass attempts because they don't want to throw the ball that much against that blitz. And Sam Darnold, 234 passing plus rushing yards combined. All right, if that wasn't enough fun, that is the rundown of NFL Sunday and Monday, Week 7. We're recording this during the middle of college football, Week 8. So we will be on live as well on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch Sunday morning. We missed Saturday morning due to some events, but we will be back on Sunday morning live for you guys as well. All of our shows on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. Make sure you check out the 7-day free trial link in the comments section, YouTube channel page, and get ahead of the curve with Outlier. 7 days. They think you like it so much, you'll end up signing up. So they'll give you that week for free. Also, if you like the content you're seeing here, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on for the channel. That way you get a notification every time we drop a new episode of Bets. We've got NBA coming up. There was no baseball today, so no baseball show. We've got NBA starting Tuesday as well. So we got NBA, football, and basketball all going on same time. You want to make sure you get all those show alerts. Subscribe, hit notifications. It's YouTube, folks. I know it's not TikTok where you can make up 7,000 different names. You actually have to publish a channel. You actually don't have to do anything with that channel. YouTube's just doing some verification to make sure you're real and not a bot and all that kind of crap. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications. Also, private Discord channel available in the comment section and in our YouTube channel page is a description as well. Join a couple 100+ members that like doing the same thing that you do, and that's called sports wagering. It's fun. It's inexpensive, realistically. If you're wagering a few $100s per month, and if you're watching this show for more than 30 seconds, almost guarantee that you are. Well worth your time. We got bets, plays going on every day. A lot of stuff to get. Make sure you get involved. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.